Greetings hobbyists, this is RevoPoint, and in this video we're going to have a look at the best choice for scanning faces. So let's face it, as soon as 3D printing became a thing in the home, I'm pretty sure everyone had the same idea. I can get my favourite miniature, I can get my head, and I can put the two together, and that can be leading my army. Awesome. Now let's be clear, I probably don't suit a Space Marine. Maybe an Inquisitor. If I was grumpier. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, enough bad video editing. But the big thing getting in the way of that is not the 3D printing, it's the scanning of the heads. So I want to have a look at that and I want to compare two potential options. The first one is the RevoPoint Inspire. It's currently on Kickstarter, and on the Kickstarter you can get that for $299, or after the Kickstarter it's going to be $439. Though the Kickstarter closes on the 14th of September, so you haven't got long if you want to do that. And I'm going to pit that against Kiri Engine, which is an app that will work on any sort of phone, including Android phones, which mine is. And that is essentially free, though sort of not. I'll come to that when we get to it. So for the RevoPoint Inspire, you can just do this connected to your computer, or I've got this add-on which is basically a battery, and you plug that into the scanner on your phone, and there's an app on your phone to allow you to do that. At that point, it's got a really nice interface actually. It shows you exactly how far away to scan, and then as you get scanning, it will show you what you've already scanned, and you can do that with color detail or just textures. Now what's really helpful about this is on the right hand side it gives this great display of what's actually being scanned in terms of the depth from the camera, and you can see easily if you're at the right distance from it, where it will show it as either excellent or good, too near, too far, or whatever. It really makes it an easier process. Now I also wanted to make this an interesting test, so I pulled a sort of weird grimacy face that, I'm going to be honest, ended up more looking like Elephant Man than what I was intending. And I did also tie my hair back because scanners generally have a hard time with hair, though that does expose what one of my students very nicely referred to as a tennis ball hairline. Thanks kids. And in order to be fair for this, and also because I can't scan my own face, I actually got Mrs. Vool to do that. So this is a pretty fair test on both parts in that it's being done by a beginner with very little experience. I will say I haven't got a video of me scanning because Mrs. Vool was quite intent on not being on YouTube. Whoops, well, if I sound sad in the next video, it's because I'm now single. Once you've done that, it's fairly easy to get it onto your computer. You open the RevoScan software, scan your QR code with the phone app, and then it just transfers over as long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network. Pretty nice. One thing I will say is that if you want to get the textures on this, then you do have to go into the textures section, bake it in, and then save it. Also, you want to save it as an OBJ, not any of the other formats, because it won't bring in the other information as well. And then we have the Kiri Engine app. This is a bit different. One, it's free to download and sort of free to use. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. But all you do is start a project, take as many photos as you can of the object, though if you don't have the pay for pro version, then you're limited to 70 photos. So that's what I did here, it's 70 photos. And the app will process those photos into a 3D model with a texture on it, and then you can share that via email and you can download that to your computer. So both are really easy and simple to use. As I said, a complete beginner did this and got these results first time. So let's bring them into Blender and see what they look like. So let's go to our material preview so we can see what they look like with the images put in place. And we're going to go to File, Import, OBJ, and let's check out our scan from the RevoPoint Inspire. So there we go. I mean, pretty cool other than the stupid pose. Let's just put the object origin to the geometry and bring that relatively to the middle. Yeah, that'll do. I mean, okay, scan's not perfect, could have gone a little bit higher, but I think that's enough that you'd be able to bring things in. There's a little bit of a gap there, but if we go into vertex mode, you can see what we'd do is just clean that up by adding those little points in. Okay, it wouldn't have the picture on it for that, but for 3D printing that's more than enough. We're not really caring about the picture, I just wanted to see what that looked like. So let's do the same, and we're going to import our OBJ from the Kiri Engine app. So interestingly, this comes automatically with a high poly and a low poly version. That's quite interesting. We'll probably have a look at both of those as well, but let's bring in the high poly version to begin with. And, well, that's interestingly small, so let's scale that up, and, okay, there we go. Let's rotate that in the Z-axis around a bit, and we can have a look at this. So, right, okay, this one from the Inspire is almost a little bit computer gamey in terms of the colour. I would say, obviously, being from photos and being photogrammetry, this one is going to be a little bit better, and that's sort of understandable. So just something to know. Let's make that a bit equal sized. I guess that's going to depend really what you want. If you're adding something into a computer game, maybe the Inspire's a little bit better for you, actually. I will say that the Pop 3, which is the more expensive version of this, is meant to give even better colour, so yeah, don't know. Whereas this, I mean, if you're going to do some cleanup around the edges, which is understandable, you're going to need it, might be a little bit better. Say you're trying to, I don't know, say you're trying to superimpose yourself in an Elvis concert, who knows, anything like that. Now, do bear in mind that we're talking about the Inspire version having a cost to it. You're going to be paying, well, $299 for that, whereas this is essentially free, but there are limits to this. I want to be very, very clear. This is what I said about it kind of being free. Firstly, you only get the 70 photos, and that's sort of limiting on what you can do with that, though realistically you could probably go all the way around just about in that 70 photos. I think I was definitely pulling a better scale in that one as well, but we'll sort of ignore that. The other thing in terms of cost that you need to bear in mind here is that you can only do this 3 times a month. You can do as many picture scans as you want, but you can only get them processed and exported 3 in a month. Again, if you don't have the Pro version, or you can pay, I think it was $2.85 for each additional one after that. So free question mark is kind of fair. But to be honest, I'm not really interested in this. I just wanted to include it in case people were. I'm much more interested in the 3D mesh. Right, okay. I think we can see quite a big difference there. I think that's fairly obvious. Now, firstly, I mean, this is very grainy and has got a lot of problems. Now, actually, let's just file and import the low poly version as well. Okay, so that is definitely a little less messy, but I mean, you're just not getting the detail. I mean, here you get some of the more detail, but you get all of this texture that you're going to have to clean up. I think maybe if you went into sculpt mode and start trying to sort of smooth it out, you could get somewhere with this, I reckon. It's going to take some time, but you could get to the point where this is pretty usable. And you're going to end up with some bits that are really lacking detail. Like, you're not going to be able to tell where the lips are here. And the detailing on the eyes is pretty lost. So you're going to be adding in quite a lot of time. And effectively, you're going to end up having to sculpt this to try and get those finer details in. Which, if you like sculpting, is perfectly doable, but it's going to take a bit of time. So yeah, there's definitely issues here, and on this one you just don't have the detail. So okay, free, but maybe not fit for purpose if that's what you're trying to do. I'll also say, as expected, the hair just doesn't come out at all. It just can't manage it, and that would need sculpting from scratch. Now if we come and have a look over at the one from the Inspire, I mean, this is really nice. I'm really surprised at how well, one, it's got the hair texture. Like, you can actually see that, and that would be quite if you completed the scan and got the top half of the head as well. That's a really good texture. Same with the beard. I mean, I've got a sort of little scrangly beard, but it still has a nice texture. I'm actually thinking this would be quite worth trying to scan someone with a really full beard. I didn't think that would ever come out in a 3D scan, but I think actually the fact that this is a bit lower resolution means you can actually get that, where on a higher resolution scanner you might actually have problems. It's also done really well on things like the ear, and while there's some little gaps under here, I mean, realistically, you'd just have to go into vertex mode and start cleaning these up if you wanted that to be perfect, but that's not a particularly long process to do. It's definitely going to take a lot less time than trying to clean that up by hours. Also, you could have just actually scanned that. I mean, like I said, this was someone who has never done 3D scanning before, scanning for the first time. There's also on the actual software a hole cleanup tool, which might actually have a go at that. So there's several ways of this trying to deal with it. So yeah, I really think if you do want yourself on some miniatures, this could be the way to go. I've just noticed the folds on the shirt. That's really nice. Yeah, that looks great. Anyway, well, there we go. That's our results there. And I think you probably will agree that you do get what you pay for. This is one of the cheapest 3D scanners that I've seen. So yeah, I mean, I've said what I can see here. I'll let you make your own mind up about that. But if you are interested in that Kickstarter, which ends pretty soon, there is a link in the description. If you found this video useful, please do hit the like button. 1, it helps other people see the video, which hopefully they'll find useful. And 2, maybe it means some other companies will send me some stuff for me to review for you. And I do try to give a really balanced and honest review, so hopefully that's been useful to you. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And if you want to support any further, head on over to the Patreon page, where for a few dollars a month you get these videos ahead of time by a week, and you get some other cool perks as well. Have a great day, guys.